Hey students, hope all is going well. So today we are going to move forward in our Earth Science unit, and moving forward is moving to Activity 1.2. Now, Activity 1.2 is asking the question, how is air heated? Now, you have previously done a lab where you label different areas of a map and you talk about the different temperatures in different areas. Down south is warmer, up north tends to have cold fronts. You labeled all of this on a map in Activity 1.1. Now, moving on to Activity 1.2, the purpose of this is to talk about specific reasons why that happens. And in order to discuss that, we kind of have to think about the environment that we're being put in. So, let's take Illinois, for example. We have kind of all four seasons going on. But if we go down south into southern Illinois and we talk about other states that are around the area, we could talk about Tennessee, we could talk about Arkansas, states like that, we tend to think of farm fields. We don't have a lot of houses, there's not a lot of people that live there, it's all about farming. And when we farm, we actually till up the land or break up the ground, kind of like planting flowers, so that we can plant seeds for corn and other types of crops. And while we're doing that, we actually can take a picture from up above and we'll see a lot of dirt and a lot of kind of almost desert looking land in which we don't really have a way to change. It's all this brown color or black color until we have things that grow and get watered on that land. So thinking about that, we have this picture of kind of a desert-like environment that's down in the southern states. Let's move up north. Let's talk about Minnesota. Let's talk about Canada. Let's talk about Alaska. If we talk about those states or those areas, their environments tend to be more snowy. They tend to be more cold. And when we think of snow, we think of completely covering the ground with a white frozen water substance, basically. And while that's happening, we can think about, if I have a desert versus snow, if we think about what clothing I have to wear, I most likely need to bundle up if I'm going up north. But if I'm going down south and I have this desert area and this hot weather, I don't really have to wear too much, maybe just like a t-shirt and some shorts. And we're going to talk about why that is, because there's a science behind that occurrence and why those upper north areas are colder versus down south, which is warmer. So we're going to take a trip and we're going to go over to our lab, which is to the right of me. And when we go over there, we're going to look at this little test that we've set up that you are going to use Activity 1.2. You are going to record data on the data table, and then afterwards you're going to graph that data so you can see a difference between two environments and how those environments affect temperature. I'll see you at the lab station. Peace. Alrighty, so now we've made it to our lab station, and this looks kind of crazy, but it's actually for filming purposes. So I promise you're going to be able to see video from the top of the lab, and you're going to be able to write all of your information down on your Activity 1.2 data chart. So, looking at our lab and what we have going on here, we have a lamp right here, which is functioning as our light source for our environments. Now, our two environments are a black felt, which is kind of like a material, almost like something a blanket would be made out of. And then our second material is tinfoil. And that tinfoil is typical tinfoil you'd see in a kitchen, very lightweight, kind of reflective material. So what we have right here is our filming ordeal, so I can have you look at the temperatures from above. Now I've placed two thermometers that are sitting above the environment. Now that's an important key to remember. They are sitting above the surface of the environment. So we have them raised up on these little pen things here so that when they rest, they are just above the environment. So I'm going to place this one right back down onto that felt there. And when I do so, I'm going to start my light on, and I'm going to start a video that you are going to be able to watch the temperatures go up. Now, as you're watching the temperatures go up, there's going to be a timer that's going to be going in the background. And while that timer is going, you are going to record the temperature above the aluminum foil and the temperature above the black felt. And you're going to record that from 0 seconds to 5 minutes. Now, as you record these temperatures, make sure that you're looking at both of the thermometers and you start to think about what is happening and why it's happening at those two different environments. So I'm going to start this lab. At this point, you need your 1.2 activity sheet out, your pencil ready, and getting ready to record as the video goes through. Here we go. Okay, students, so at this point, you should have your activity 1.2 sheets out, a pencil ready to take some notes, and for the next portion of 5 minutes, you are going to watch the timer and fill in each of the sections of the table on page 1 for activity 1.2. Take note on how those temperatures are changing from the black felt in the back to the tinfoil in the front. Here we go.
I never meant to be so bad to you. One thing I said that I would never do. A look from you and I would fall from grace, and that would wipe the smile right from my face. Do you remember when we used to dance, and incidents arose from circumstance? One thing led to another, we were young, and we would scream together songs unsung. It was the heat of the moment, telling me what my heart meant. The heat of the moment showed in your eyes. And now you find yourself in 82. The disco hotspots hold no charm for you. You can't concern yourself with bigger things. You catch a pull and ride the dragon's wings. 'Cause it's the heat of the moment. The heat of the moment. The heat of the moment showed in your eyes. Are gone and you're alone. How many nights you sit beside the phone? What were the things you wanted for yourself? Teenage ambitions you remember well. It was the heat of the moment, telling you what your heart meant. The heat of the moment showed in your eyes.
Welcome back, students. So now that you've seen the data table fill out from our thermometer readings, we are going to move on to the back side of activity 1.2, which is the graphing portion of the activity. So in this section, you are going to draw a line graph using the data that you just received from the previous 5-minute video. Now, after you've done that, you are going to log on to Google Classroom and answer the following question: how is air heated? Now, this is something that you need to make sure you are answering with a clear and concise claim. You are supporting your answer with evidence, which we just gave you a 5-minute video of from this lab. And in addition, I would like you to explain your reasoning using a scientific principle that you have learned in the past 2 activities in the start of the unit. So at this point, I'm going to let you go. You are free to do your line graph and go on Google Classroom and finish this CER activity. Best of luck, students.